There's a common prevailing myth that Toriyama intended to end the series after Frieza. Even I believed it for a long time, but it's not actually true. Yes, there was one interview that made it seem like he intended to end it there, but there's also several more that showed he was thinking past Frieza for a while before that saga ended. Thus, we get hit with the common DBZ question: what can possibly be next? After defeating the strongest being in the universe by transforming into a 1,000-year-old legend, what new villain could possibly emerge that could challenge Goku? I still remember the feeling 10-year-old me had when this mysterious stranger popped up out of nowhere and made mincemeat out of the cannon fodder. And then managed to break everything we had known and everything we came to expect, yet again.
Hey Frieza, you wanna hear a secret? I happen to know that Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan. Matter of fact, you're looking at one. What?
Anything can happen. Can you imagine the theory crafting that people would have been doing if the internet was as prevalent back then as it is now? I still remember my own theory after I saw those episode previews that managed to spoil everything. Many Saiyans still lived, but were in hiding. When they heard another Super Saiyan was born, they would all come to challenge him. But alas, that was not the answer. Not only were we still dealing with the shock of another Super Saiyan to come out of literally nowhere, but he dealt with an even more powerful Frieza and his father like they were cannon fodder themselves.
Hey, Frieza! Ooh, you missed by a mile.
As if the random Super Saiyan wasn't mysterious enough, he even knew when and where Goku was going to land, down to the precise minute. They proceed to show us that it's not the size that counts, but how you use it that matters. Speaking of penis jokes, this genocidal murderer somehow managed to get it on with Bulma, the woman whose boyfriend he killed a year ago and popped out Trunks, who has come from the future of all places. The bar has been raised, but the one who just raised the bar tells us that more enemies are on their way who have themselves set the bar too high for even a Super Saiyan. What do you do when you've killed off the strongest being in the universe? Twice? You build someone stronger. There's a lot of people who criticize this point. How can you just build creatures stronger than Planet Busters? But is it really that hard to imagine in the Dragon Ball universe? They already have physics-breaking technology in capsules, and the technology to time travel. These new androids exist by having just invented the Holy Grail, infinite energy. It's the classic man vs. machine, the powers of a human versus ever-evolving technology. Goku's reasons for being out of the fight in the future is a bit out there. Like I said, there's many criticisms for the show, and this to me felt just like a convenient way to get Goku temporarily out of the way and let others grow. Let's take some time to appreciate this brilliant plot device that Dragon Ball uses to close up many potential plot holes.
Hey, so guys, I've got an idea that just might work. Okay, if we can just find this Dr. Gero guy, maybe we can stop him. We don't even have to find him ourselves. Think about it. We could use the Dragon Balls. I'll bet Shenron knows where he is. After that, we just show up on his doorstep and make him stop.
If any of you so much as even think of doing that, you will pay dearly for it! Got that?
Have you lost your tiny mind? This isn't a game, you know that? If we lose everything! Goku, please tell me you're on my side!
Well, I actually kind of want to fight them too, to tell you the truth.
Fuck you, that's why. They're aware they can just go and destroy the lab, but they choose not to just so they can fight stronger opponents. That's one of the core aspects of Dragon Ball that separates it from most other shonen. The main goal is not peace or returning to a status quo. It is to find and fight the strongest people they can. These martial idiots are putting the fate of the planet at stake so they can take on a stronger challenge. I'm sure that would not be a problem going forward. And thus began 3 long years of training to get everyone ready for this threat. The androids appear, make their presence known, establish themselves as dangerous, and the action begins. We get the androids monologuing. Goku slaps their calculations in the face, and he rushes in to fight the fat robot. We get to witness what makes these villains distinct. They can absorb energy either by direct touch or from energy blasts. This is pretty big considering that since Z, every opponent has been beaten by an energy blast. Everyone conveniently forgets about Goku's deadly heart disease that is so bad even the OP Senzu Bean somehow cannot fix, and he is down for the count. And Android 19 just cleans up the mess. Goku's about to die. The next strongest fighter is taken out. Who can possibly be Goku's knight in shining armor?
No painted scrap heap steals my thunder. The pleasure of vanquishing Kakarot belongs to me.
Vegeta, apparently. But for him to be relevant again, we're going to need one hell of a one-liner.
I am curious. Are androids capable of feeling anything akin to real fear? This one too?
The Saiyan Prince has come back to reclaim his throne. What will this turn of events mean going forward? Are we to treat him as a hero or a villain? But before we deal with that, he must deal with the androids. His beatdown leaves no question as to who is stronger, and he disposes of 19 for good. When he faces off against Android 20, Vegeta shows one of the reasons he's so many people's favorite character: his intelligence in battle.
Vegeta sacrificed a significant amount of energy to win the fight. But he knew he had to draw the android in close. He removed the nodes on its palm so he could follow it up with a power blast and wipe him out. If the other one had taken the bait and responded to his goading, Vegeta almost certainly would have lost. But he played the situation to perfection and forced a retreat. When it comes to the art of battle, he truly is a genius.
These androids no longer seem like much of a threat. Even Piccolo has become strong enough to deal with these monsters.
You see, even if you had stolen all of my energy, it still wouldn't mean a thing. Not unless you know how to use it.
And here comes Trunks to back him up. Hey, Trunks, why do you look so confused?
No, that's an android? I've never seen anything like it.
Wait, what?
He's different too.
What do you mean these are not the droids you're looking for? Dragon Ball does it yet again, surprising us all with unexpected events. Since everything up to this point had been going according to what we had been told, we got lured into a false sense of security thinking that things will play out in certain DBZ predictable patterns. They were leading us by the nose only to flip it all on its head. We learned that Android 20 is actually Dr. Gero himself, and the true robotic menace has yet to be revealed. The actual androids awaken, revealing a considerably different design from the previous two. And yet again, we are thrown a twist. For some reason, a third android exists. One that not even Trunks knows anything about, and it's quickly shown to us just how dangerous these machines are.
You little brat! How dare you! Obey me!
Vegeta gets to test his abilities again, but despite being almost evenly matched at the start of the fight, Perpetual Energy shows how powerful you can be if you don't become tired.
It's what I feared. He's losing. Just watch. It's happening gradually, but it's obvious that the android is wearing him down. Look at her. Her power supply is infinite, but Vegeta is losing a little bit of stamina with every single move he makes.
And all that's left is devastation for everyone. Well, almost everyone. Goku can wake up anytime he wants, but it's not gonna matter. They're too strong. So what is everyone to do? Yet again, we are left with this feeling of hopelessness, wondering what can be done about these killing machines. Piccolo has an idea. Just when everyone thought it was the Super Saiyan show, Piccolo decides to become relevant again. This time by fusing with God. Or the Tier 1 God? Well, the lesser God. More like a guardian of Earth, who doesn't actually guard the Earth. But either way, he fuses once again to put up his own fight against the final villains, and what in the hell is that? We haven't even found a way to deal with the androids when Multiverse Theory swoops in and makes a mess of everything. Another time machine, carrying an even greater threat, one that can use everyone's techniques. This Lovecraftian horror show is Cell, a being even further into the future, and supposedly more deadly. We've got the androids that no one can do anything about, this new creature that is about as strong and can grow stronger by eating people, who can apparently combine with the other androids to reach a new level of awful. This is like if Frieza came to Earth in the Saiyan saga. The power gap is massive. I mentioned before that this whole series of events was the classic tale of man versus machine. Our Saiyan warriors have reached the pinnacle of their race, but these machines seem to have no limits. Vegeta expresses his concerns, and the attitude that you would expect from the Saiyan race.
Is technology superior to my strength? Am I limited by mere biology? No! I am Vegeta! I have no limits! Whoever my opponent, their might is nothing compared to mine! I will crush them! I promise you I will defeat them. And if Super Saiyan's not enough, I'll go beyond!
Beyond Super Saiyan? Is that even possible?
I'm sure Kakarot will do the same when he wakes up. Count on it.
It is not over. He just needs to find the way. Goku finally wakes up, and he himself has had the same unconscious inclinations as Vegeta. There's creatures that can beat us? Preposterous. There must be a level beyond. For many people, we are for the first time introduced to one of the most convenient plot devices in all of anime, the Hyperplotic Time Chamber. Elsewhere, it is finally time for some more android action against the new and improved Piccolo. Man vs. Machine? How about God vs. Machine? Piccolo proceeds to give us one of the greatest battles in the entirety of Dragon Ball.
Are you even trying to hit me?
I'll see you
And it's one without a Super Saiyan in sight. And on that note of Super Saiyans, Cell shows up and unlocks his Super Saiyan genes. Maybe. Is this Super Saiyan? I mean, he glows like it and he's got a massive power boost, but no one in the show ever said it. Well, my headcanon is he went Super Saiyan, and I'm sticking to that for the rest of the video. It's plausible considering it was made official that Super Saiyan transformations happens in the cellular level. Back to the action. Cell annihilates both Piccolo and 17. It is time for the big man to step up and lay the smackdown. After some shenanigans, Cell is able to finally absorb 17 in a beautifully grotesque manner, and transform. If the androids were too much, Cell and 16 were a level beyond that, and now Semi-Perfect Cell is another level beyond even that. In comes Vegeta and Trunks looking absolutely ripped. Thanks to the Hyperplastic Time Chamber, Vegeta has managed to discover some new tricks to the Super Saiyan transformation. No one's seen a transformation in 1,000 years, and leave it to the Prince to discover that there is something even more to this form beyond the legend.
Dad really has gone beyond Super Saiyan.
The strength gap that hovered above our heroes is now but a fleeting memory as Vegeta mops the floor with Semi-Perfect Cell.
Is awesome! I don't know what kind of training he did, but whatever it was, it sure worked.
Using Vegeta's arrogance against him, he convinces him to let him absorb 18 before they continue their fight. And thus, the Nightmare evolves. The ultimate organic creation, born from the mixed DNA of the strongest fighters in the universe, combined with the most advanced technology on the planet 30-some years from now. The best of man with the best of machine. All rolled into one perfect cell. The fight with Vegeta goes about how you would expect.
I am Super Vegeta, and I will not be trifled with!
Whoa! He nailed him! What? I put all my energy into that kick. When it comes to fighting, I know I can't compete with you Saiyans. But one thing I can do, I can still sense power levels with the best of them. I'm telling you, the power we're sensing right now is only a drop in the bucket. No, a drop in the ocean. And any second, he could kick open the floodgates.
And we are treated to one of the most badass scenes in all of anime. What DBZ does to solidify the feeling of hopelessness is they don't just show the villains being awesome. Instead, they show that the very peak of the heroes is not enough.
Here! If you have the guts to put it to the test, let's see if you're perfect enough to withstand this!
For Cell, it was choosing to take Vegeta's shot head on. The planet itself shakes and crumbles from the sheer might. Vegeta's ultimate technique.
Final Flash! My perfect form! I don't believe it! Not by a Saiyan! No, seriously.
Cell gave us yet another barrier that we must overcome. His sheer might is beyond anything our heroes can comprehend, and even if he just stands around to get blasted by your ultimate technique, it still would not be enough. From the beginning of the Android saga, everything seemed like a game of just become stronger and you'll do fine. But really, all of these chain of events have been an exercise in futility. The first androids can absorb your energy blasts and your life energy too, so you can't just blast them. 17 and 18 have infinite energy, and we saw at the start of the 18 vs Vegeta fight, they were not that far off in ability, it's just that Vegeta could not keep up with his relentless assault. And now with Cell, even if you could blast him in a way that would kill anyone else, it would not work on him. But Vegeta was not the only one in the time chamber.
Go, Trunks! What the heck are you waiting for? It's now or never. Get down there or Vegeta's gonna be toast for sure!
Trunks amazes everyone with this mind-bending strength. He was even more powerful than Cell. But that still did not matter, because his lack of experience showed, and he was simply too slow to hit Cell.
What's going on? I don't understand! Why can't I hit him? You can come at me all day and you'll never touch me. What happened to showing me the true power of a Saiyan? This has all just been screaming and flexing of muscles.
He had plenty of power, but lacked in martial arts.
It makes for an impressive display, certainly, but if your opponent has any kind of speed... worthless. Honestly, I thought anyone calling himself a warrior would understand that much. much. Your father certainly did.
Martial arts has always been about a weaker fighter being able to defeat a stronger foe, and we just got Whiplash back into that reality. DBZ has always had martial arts in it, it's just not as upfront about it in the Z series. Sure, you want to get stronger, but blind strength is not enough. It's never been enough. And Cell shows us that. So where can the series go from here? Goku is away in the hyperplotic time chamber, and even if he doubled Vegeta's strength, it would not be enough to take this monster down. Vegeta is knocked out, and Trunks has given up. Then Cell pulls off what is probably the cockiest move in the entire history of Dragon Ball.
If you had more time, could you get even stronger? Could you?
Maybe. I don't know, what difference does it make? And why would you even ask something like that?
Just exploring a few possibilities.
He is so much stronger than everyone that he gives them 10 full days to prepare for his resurrection of the World Martial Arts Tournament, which he has named the Cell Games. Each main big bad had their own feel in Dragon Ball Z. Frieza was a sadistic, scheming tyrant. Boo was the personification of mindless, primal evil. And Perfect Cell was the elegant but cocky martial artist, who is so much better than you that he will go out of his way to let you prepare to take him on.
No! Just wait! First explain to me why you're really doing this. The truth, Cell, your real objective. I just don't see what you hope to gain. This has to be some kind of trick, right? Otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Must you always be so suspicious? I will hold the tournament simply to showcase the power of my perfect form. And I also hope to draw out a challenger who can actually test my limits. I have no particular objective beyond that. I'm not interested in such vulgar pursuits as world conquest. Even the purpose for which I was originally created, the defeat of Goku for Dr. Gero, at this point it just seems trivial. You might say my only goal now is to enjoy myself.
After all this time of everyone trying to hunt down and kill Goku, we got ourselves someone who hits the brakes on all of us and says, okay, I'll wait. Take your time. I want you at your best before I kill you. There is no overarching plot, no schemes, no Dragon Balls. Just a simple, pure motivation of proving that he's a better martial artist than you. And for the saga that is Dragon Ball, we always have the good guys with that goal, with the motivation to want to be the strongest around. How refreshing is it that we now have a villain that turns that around on us, continuing the idea that every villain is distinctly different. We are given another surprise, with Goku and Gohan leaving the time chamber considerably early, even saying they don't need to bother going in a second time. What happened in there to have Goku in such a state? Does it have anything to do with the fact that he and Gohan are able to maintain the Super Saiyan transformation permanently now? Why is it that after Korin said Cell is still stronger, Goku acts like it's nothing? The androids and Cell sagas are just a lovely delight of mystery and unanswered questions. Gohan feels up an underage girl and we are off to the Cell Games, where we are introduced to the strongest man alive outside the Z Fighters, Hercule. With this, we have Dragon Ball's attempt at explaining how everyone suddenly forgot about all the amazing things that took place before this saga. From the feats we saw at the previous martial arts tournaments, which include blowing up the moon, to the Demon King taking over the entire planets like what, 10 years ago? Vegeta and Nappa wrecking everything was just 4 years ago. Yeah, from when they arrived on Earth to the events on Namek, that was just a couple of months. Goku returned a year later, then 3 years of training for the androids. And Hercule explains all of it with, it's just a trick. It's difficult for me to analyze this critically because, honestly, I'm not a fan of this. And this is an example, I think, that even for the story like Dragon Ball, that casts so many things aside in terms of story structure and continuity, there are still points that just don't feel like they fit. The planet isn't filled with a mentally handicapped populace. For everyone to think that it's all just a trick, despite how many hundreds if not thousands of people firsthand witnessed everything, is just too much of a stretch. Back to the Cell Games, we finally get our major showdown. This is the first time Goku has fought since Android 19, and the first time he has fought at full strength since Frieza. Let me put this another way, one of Dragon Ball's nicknames is the Goku Show, because Goku does everything. The last time we saw a non-diseased Goku fight was episode 106. He begins fighting Cell in episode 177. That's 71 episodes with minimal Goku action, with only one real episode of him fighting a baddie. During this time, we get to see Vegeta steal the show many times, Trunks makes me question my sexuality, Piccolo gets in on the action in 3 different fights, and even Tien gets a shining moment. And Krillin's it up for the one job he had. But onto the Cell games, and we get a dazzling fight between Goku and Cell. And let me tell you, when I was a young lad, I was glued to my screen with everything. The way they captured so many good elements of a fight scene, from clever use of techniques to straight up face-shattering blows of rage. It was beautiful. And in true Dragon Ball fashion, they managed to raise the stakes with Cell blowing up the arena. Despite the audience knowing that this was a fight to the death, Cell blowing up the ring and turning into, well, a fight to the death, somehow made it even more of a fight to the death. This also helped emphasize in their minds that we are looking at a battle that can only end in one way now, which is used beautifully against us. And speaking of beautiful, you know it, you love it, the strategically brilliant MVP move of the entire fight. Goku's face burning with rage. At first people think he's bluffing, but as he gets at the final stages of his planet-ending Kamehameha, even Cell is freaking out. As tension builds and the butt cheeks clench, we see something we did not even know was possible, but can still believe it.
No, you wouldn't dare!
The instant transmission Kamehameha! We've never seen Goku do it without the finger trick, but who's to say he needs it for both an opponent and a location that's right in front of him? I have to be honest, between Goku and Gohan in this final fight, I feel like there's more memorable scenes than there was against Frieza. Maybe not as high as quality, but still saying something. Of course, like true Dragon Ball fashion, each final boss has at least 3 stages. Goku managed to clear stage 1, but used up almost all of his mana before going on to stage 2. And yes, they managed to break their own rules with Piccolo cells and how his head needed to be intact. That is certainly a flaw and a continuity break, but with Dragon Ball, we're at least able to roll with it. So begins stage 2, and the fight intensifies. But Goku is weakened, everyone can see it. He just doesn't have any juice left.
I know it's hard to believe, Bulma. Goku is looking tired, and I think he knows he can't win the tournament either. I don't know what he's planning, but whatever it is, he'd better do it soon.
He's getting weaker and weaker. What can Goku possibly do in this situation?
But he won't be able to keep this up.
No question about it. He's not going to win.
He does what he always does. He does the unpredictable and catches everyone off guard.
I'm done.
Wait, what?
Let's call it here. Now that I've sized up your strength, it's pretty obvious that I can't win. I'm throwing in the towel.
Yes! He gives up. What in the hell is this? The final hope of humanity, who is known for his unrealistic level of never giving up, says to the main villain, nope, you win. Dragon Ball strikes again. In a show where anything can happen, it still surprises us all. And not to be outdone with the unexpectedness, he calls upon Gohan of all people to finish the job for him. And even gives Cell a goddamned senzu bean to make the audience either gasp in horror and surprise, or burst out laughing at the stupidity and brilliance of it all. After hundreds of episodes and a multitude of incredible feats and vicious foes, it is time for Goku to give the new generation a chance. What does he know that the rest of us don't? We've seen Gohan have explosions of power in the past, but this is different. It'll take more than a quick explosion of anger to win, and it doesn't help that Gohan is not really a fighter. I mean, he fights, but he takes after nobody in his immediate or extended family. Gohan is an enigma in this world of powerful fighters, all trying to either be the best or kill someone because reasons. Unlike his father, he just wants a life of peace.
Look, why are we fighting? There's no point. We can just stop.
And he only fights to protect that peace.
Look, I'm giving you the chance to end this without violence. I really don't want to kill you. Even if you are evil, you can still walk away. I'm not interested in fighting you just for the challenge. My dad's the one who cares about that stuff.
It's a child separated from the violent stupidity of his adults.
For as long as I can remember, whenever I got real mad, things would happen around me I couldn't explain. Crazy things. See, I can't explain it, but whenever I lost my temper, something snapped and this hidden power I didn't even know I had came surging out. And now that I'm a Super Saiyan, if I were to lose control like that, there's no telling how powerful I'd become. I think that's the reason why Dad picked me. He knew, if this battle pushes me over the edge, chances are I'll destroy you.
Let's say for the sake of argument, it's true. You have huge reserves of power. Well, I'm just the sort who wants to see them firsthand!
Cell does his best to draw out this hidden latent power seemingly inside Gohan.
That's right. Show me this awesome power I should be worried about. Teach me a lesson I won't soon forget.
All the while, Daddy watches his son being tortured. At this point, even we as the audience question Goku. All we start to feel is just pity. After a failed suicide bombing, to the Cell Juniors, which, let's be honest, was outdated even for Dragon Ball from the conception down to the ridiculous battle strength. To the Z Fighters all being beaten to within an inch of their life, we are given one of the most important and well-known speeches in all of anime from Android 16.
Gohan, listen to me. There are some foes who cannot be reasoned with.
While most other anime speeches feel like they're trying to be cool and fill in the trope,
You are allowed to fight on the side of justice. Seize upon your anger. Wield it like a weapon. I understand your reluctance, but holding it in is pointless.
this message that some people just cannot be reasoned with, that for some people, the only way to deal with them is through violence and violence alone, and that doesn't make you a bad person if you're trying to protect what you love. It hits much different than those generic power of friendship speeches we get from so many other shows.
Gohan, I love the animals and everything about nature. Protect them. For me. They need you.
From there, we get one of the most iconic moments in the entire show, in all of anime even. All that anger, all that frustration, the hidden latent power that we have caught glimpses of for over 180 episodes. From Raditz, to Nappa, to Vegeta, to Frieza. Over 180 episodes of this inner rage boiling over finally ends with a snap.
And I won't watch this anymore!
Gohan!
And it's time for Gohan to become the main character. It felt like we have been waiting for this very moment since Gohan landed a flying headbutt all those years ago. That's why this second power-up did not feel shoehorned in. It didn't feel cheesy. It felt like it belonged. It felt right. Here he is, the fully realized Gohan. what follows is a sheer annihilation of Cell. We, as the audience, are left with no question as to who is in charge here.
What?
Gohan is in full rage mode. He has snapped in a way that we have not seen any other good guy do so.
Gohan, remember why we're here. It's time to finish this.
What? You're joking, right? I'm not letting him off that easy. First, he's gonna suffer the way he made everyone else suffer.
What was that?
Is that really Gohan talking?
He is straight up trying to make the villain suffer before he kills him, and that rage comes back to haunt him. Cell, through otherwise bullshit means, has returned to his previous version, and this previous version had a system in place where he could explode and take this whole planet with him. Why couldn't Toriyama just include that in his final form? I don't know, but anyway, Gohan's bloodlust has cost the Earth. There is nothing for this child to do now, but we are not entirely without hope. We still have one more hero.
Sorry, I've thought this over, guys. And any way you slice it, there's only one surefire way to save Earth.
And that would be what?
Goku. Goodbye, my friends.
With his final goodbyes, Goku wishes his friends farewell and ends this nightmare.
Why, Dad?
In true Dragon Ball fashion, this was not the final stage of the boss fight. A single Cell managed to survive, and he was reborn. Toriyama's running out of ideas really begins to show here, as his cells somehow get mixed in with Goku's, and because of that he learned instant transmission. I can't even begin to make sense of it. To top it off, with the Saiyan Zenkai boost, he himself unlocked Super Saiyan 2 transformation in his cells. Although at this point it's not considered Super Saiyan 2, but thought of as Gohan's hidden latent power finally unlocked. Cell comes back with a bang, taking out Trunks, and unlocking Vegeta's Super Father form. It was all for naught, and set us up for the situation of Gohan getting severely injured before the final confrontation. And the final confrontation is a showdown of the very first energy technique that Goku learned, the Kamehameha. The Kamehameha is as iconic as the Super Saiyan transformation. It wasn't the first anime to use energy blasts. Hell, Ki Blast goes as far back as Journey to the West, and probably before that. It all started out as Master Roshi's signature technique, the one that took him 50 years to develop, with Goku getting on his first try. Since then, there's been an endless array of energy blasts, of all different shapes, sizes, and colors, all coming out in various ways. But only one holds the crown for the most attempted anime move, and that is the white and blue beam of energy that we all know and love. It is probably the most basic technique out of any we have seen. Say the name of the technique that is both unnecessary and must be done every single time, and blast it forward. Yet despite, or maybe because of, its simplicity, we have seen the Kamehameha be used in an impressive amount of different ways. We have the regular Kamehameha, Max Power Kamehameha, Instant Transmission Kamehameha, Kamehameha from the feet, underwater, Bendy Kamehameha, blasting a Kamehameha into the ground to propel yourself up, into the air to propel yourself towards an opponent, to have a beam struggle, make cool waves, Team Kamehameha, Kamehameha featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Nearly every opponent Goku has faced has had one blasted at him. He's even had a few friendly blasts thrown his way too. But this is the first time we have had a villain aim at one of our heroes. A Kamehameha at full power. One that, if left unchecked, has enough juice to explode the entire solar system. In this epic struggle, we again have drastically different scenarios surrounding this fight that we have not seen in others. This will be the first fight with a major villain that a Kamehameha was used to defeat, not counting the times when it was used to propel Goku's body. This epic beam struggle was not the only confrontation going on here. We also have the desperation of the rest of the fighters futilely trying to help Gohan, the son of their savior and best friend Goku, in any possible way they can.
No, Gohan. I'm not going to let you die all alone out there. You were the first person who ever saw me as anything but a monster, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
Yeah, back in the old days, I so would have given up by now. Guess it's Goku and Gohan's fault I'm like this. Thanks to those two, now I don't know when to quit.
Goku, you've been my inspiration as a martial artist for as long as I can remember. Everything I am now, I owe to you. And how did I repay you? I stood there and watched you die. I will not make the same mistake with your son!
Hey, buddy, that kid of yours is pretty incredible. Every bit his father's son, and I really mean that. But I'm going all out, doing right by him!
But aside from the physical struggle of the Kamehameha clash, we also have Gohan's internal struggles.
It's no use. He can't win. Cell has so much power at his disposal. Please, forgive me, Dad. Earth is doomed and it's all my fault!
Thank God Goku was able to give one last helping hand and give Gohan the confidence he needs to fight. He talks him through his emotional struggles.
What's wrong? There's way more power in you! Why are you holding back?
I'm not good enough. I'm just the same weak little crybaby I've always been. It's true, Dad. I'm sorry.
Stop doubting yourself. I don't know where you got it in your head that you're weak, but you're wrong! You saved my life and our friend's life so many times, and you're going to do it again, right now! Gohan, if anywhere in your mind you're holding back because you're worried about the planet, forget about it! Any damage you do to Earth can be fixed with the Dragon Balls, so don't hold anything back! Got it?
He helps him become the savior the Earth needs. When everything appears just like it won't be enough, the saving blast from Vegeta comes flying in, distracting Cell just enough for Gohan to unleash all of his might, all of his rage, in the single blast.
No! This can't be!
I think it's over.
Gohan has finally defeated Cell. The torch has been passed, and the Earth has a new savior. Goku is gone. Gohan is the new protector of Earth. And Vegeta, witnessing this selfless act, vows never to fight again. And we all know how all of that turned out, but the surprises keep on coming, as Goku wishes to not be brought back to Earth. He keeps bringing trouble and decides it will be better for him to stay dead, which is not a move anyone expected, and with this, the final chapter of the Cell Saga comes to a close.